Hello everyone, Physics here. Welcome to another tutorial. In this one we will go over how to land in the Viper. We will cover the different air control agencies that we need to contact during the landing process, as well as how to land the aircraft safely in visual conditions. This will only be a demonstration of a straight-in landing, no overhead brake. This tutorial is not intended to be an extensive explanation about landing, but I believe that if you follow this tutorial, you will be able to land safely. Let's get into it. During this landing process, I will be referencing the Gunsan visual approach chart, which you can find in your BMS docs folder. This chart indicates that when approaching from the south, you must fly over this bridge and then continue to runway 36 on Gunsan. Also, when you're within 30 nautical miles of the airbase, you should contact its approach control and state your intentions. They are by default on UHF channel 4. I'm going to press T until I'm on the approach menu, and then press 6 for unrestricted approach for this example. Select a different type of approach for your particular situation.
Cajun 11, Gunasan approach, continuing down for straight-in approach, runway 36. Q and H 1011.
Approach told me to continue flying the approach for runway 36. They also gave me the QNH information, which is 1011. I'm going to input that on my altimeter. With this information on board, I'm going to continue flying until I reach the bridge, and then I will maneuver the aircraft to line myself up with runway 36. I have the bridge in sight. When I overfly it, I'm going to do a right-hand turn to line up with runway 36 on Gunsan.
Cajun 11, contact tower for landing. Switch to 9230.
As you just heard, when you're lining up on the runway, approach will request that you contact the tower controller. They are by default on channel 3. When you're on the correct channel, press T until you're on the tower menu, and then press 2 for request landing.
Cajun 11, Gunasan Tower, continuing bound for runway 36, report on final.
After contacting the tower to request landing, slow down by reducing power on the throttle. Also extend the air brake. I keep the air brake out on landing, so if I need to power up, the airspeed gain will be slower and more manageable. Once you're under 290 knots, extend the landing gear. I continue slowing down to bring the flight path marker and the landing staple together. As you continue approaching the runway, you will see on the side of it the PAPI lights. These lights help you on your vertical positioning relative to the runway at any point of your landing. 4 white lights means you're high, 3 white and 1 red means you're slightly high, 2 red and 2 white means you're on the correct glide slope, 3 red and 1 white means you're slightly low, and 4 red lights means you're too low. I keep the flight path marker near the top of the staple because if I land with the nose too high, there is a risk of a tail strike. As I'm about 5 miles from the runway, I contact tower and report on final.
Cajun 11, Kunsan Tower. Continue inbound for runway 36.
I'm informed by the tower to continue inbound. I point the flight path marker at the start of the runway and keep observing the PAPI lights to make sure I remain in the correct glide slope.
Cajun 11, Kunsan Tower. Wing 360 at 6 knots. Runway 36. Cleared for landing. Check gear down.
I'm now cleared for landing. I notice on the PAPI lights that I'm getting slightly low, so I add a little bit of power and slightly pull the nose up. With the air brakes extended, the gain in speed will not be too sudden. I also maneuver the aircraft to put the flight path marker on the area on which I intend on touching down.
Bingo. Bingo.
As I'm getting close to touching down, I execute a flare. I do this by adding a little more power to reduce the vertical velocity and smoothly put the gear on the ground. The landing gear of the F-16 isn't tremendously strong, so if you come down on it too hard, there is a risk of it collapsing. After I've touched down, I perform aerobraking. While rolling out, pull the nose up carefully to have a green light displayed on the angle of attack AOA indexer. Try to maintain this until gravity and slow speed forces the front wheel down. The front wheel comes down, I start using the wheel brakes. I bring up the INS page on the DED so I can monitor my ground speed. I'm getting close to the taxiway, the speed is under control, I activate nose wheel steering.
Cajun 11, contact below. Switch to 73525.
Tower requests that I switch to the ground control frequency, which by default is UHF channel 2, and I request taxi back to the ramp.
Cajun 11, taxi to the ramp. Echo Papa Charlie 04.
And there we have it. This is how I land the F-16. If you manage your speed, your position on the glide slope, as well as execute a good flare, you'll land safely. Also remember to aerobrake before putting the nose wheel on the ground. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.